quick introduction to the basics of using glossary in Moodle. This isn't about designing learning activities, this is just the mechanics of how you actually use it. So I've got a course here and I want to add a glossary to it. Let's add an activity and glossary. My glossary is, I know it's a computing subject, but I thought I'd do one on physics terms. Description is what the students see, so you can put instructions, add entries as per instructions in class perhaps, so then the students actually have that information about what they're supposed to do, what's required of them. There are many options about how you use a glossary, and the defaults are probably good enough, certainly for when you're getting used to the idea. You can look at all of them. Some of them are self-explanatory, but they all have a little explanation of what actually they're about when you click the little question mark next to them. First time through, probably just leave them as default and you'll be good enough. So save and display. So nothing in there yet. Now I'm logged in as a student on this page here, so if I just refresh that so I see the activity display, physics terms, nothing yet to see. Add a new entry. So this is the student view, so I just happen to have a few terms handily ready to paste in there. So if I just paste this into here, and moment of inertia is going to be the definition. So moment of inertia blah blah blah, and that will do for now. Again, there are more options, but that's absolutely fine, and I'll add a couple more as well while I'm at it and just explain some other things about this. Centrifugal force, you might learn something as you watch as well about physics. So again, I'm logged in as a student still here, so plenty to do. This is the student view. Just be aware of a couple of aspects. Firstly, this little box here is a full-blown text box as per you're used to in Moodle, so you can add, students can add images and configure the definition as they see fit, so that can be really powerful. You can have images and whatever in there, and you can also upload attachments, so that actually opens up lots of extra opportunities for it to be useful. You can imagine music files, PowerPoints or whatever being part of what they upload as their definition. Save changes, and should we do one more? As a student, won't take a moment. Centripetal force, always a tricky one, difference between centrifugal and centripetal. So didn't take long to add those three entries as a student, and of course the value is in the thinking that goes into what they write there. So hopping back to these as a teacher, the same database, so if I just have a quick glance at what's been added. So I've now got those three definitions in there. Centrifugal force, blah blah blah, and I can add a comment of relevance. I could say this is the force that makes mud fling off a tire, perhaps. Save comment. And that's a comment for me, and of course the students can comment on other students' entries as well. So the power of it is in the co-construction of that knowledge, and you can imagine how perhaps for revision purposes you could use this to build up the basic concepts of a topic. So that's the guts of the glossary. It's really simple to use, as you can see. Now there's a couple of extra bonus features. Add a block, that's available when you've got editing on any screen. One thing I can add in here is a random glossary entry. So if I just configure this and say let's have the random glossary entry take entries from this glossary of physics terms. So if you've got multiple glossaries on a page, you can select which one. And yeah, again, I'm sure you can configure other stuff as you want to, but this is about the basics, so that's good enough. So moment of inertia, that comes up every time a student comes to your page. They're going to see a different glossary entry there. And one further bonus is if we add an activity, we're going to add a crossword. So if I add a physics terms cross word in here, select glossary of physics terms, blah blah blah. Now I know from when I just tried this a moment ago that one of the options I need to include is I have to allow spaces in words, otherwise it just filters out all those words with spaces, and the words, the definitions the terms I've used have all got spaces in them. So save and display. Let's have a look. So that's my crossword, and it's got the acrosses and downs underneath, and so 13 across is, I think that one's the moment of inertia. Let's just try it. So click on that, moment of inertia. Okay, and once I've put a couple in, I can check my crossword, so it's self-marking as well. 19 correct characters, so it was moment of inertia, grade 37%. Yay. So it's an extra, the whole point of the literacy stuff is you need to get the definitions and the words in front of students, so that's two different ways, one in the crossword and one in the random glossary entry, that you're sort of leveraging the work that you've already put into a glossary. So I hope that gets you started, and then it's over to your imagination as to how you actually use the glossary.